Proclamations. Oh, there we go. All right. So our first proclamation brings awareness of motorcycle safety and the measures that we can all take to ensure that safe roadway practices are regarded. This proclamation also honors the life of fallen senior officer Vicente Ortiz Jr. and the incredible legacy that he's left behind. And of course, we have his family that we'll introduce after we read the proclamation.
Thank you. Good morning. Whereas today's society is finding more citizens and police officers involved in motorcycling on the roads of Corpus Christi, Texas, and whereas motorcyclists are roughly unprotected and are therefore more prone to injury or death in a crash than other vehicle drivers, and whereas campaigns have helped inform riders and motorists alike on motorcycle safety issues to reduce motorcycle-related risk, injuries, and most of all, fatalities, through a comprehensive approach to motorcycle safety. And whereas it is the responsibility of all who put themselves behind the wheel to become aware of motor officers providing funeral escorts and everyday motorcyclists, regarding them the same respect as any other vehicle traveling on the roadways of the city of Corpus Christi. And it is the responsibility of riders and motorists alike to obey all traffic laws and safety rules. Whereas, in honor and in memory of Senior Officer Vicente Ortiz Jr., we encourage all citizens of Corpus Christi, Texas, to become aware of the inherent dangers involved in operating a vehicle. A motorcycle, and for riders and motorists alike to give each other the mutual respect they deserve.
And now, therefore, pursuant to the powers vested in me as the mayor of the city of Corpus Christi, I do hereby proclaim May of 2025 Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month in Corpus Christi, Texas. And of course, we encourage all citizens to engage in responsible riding practices, share the road safely, and promote a culture of awareness and safety among all motorists. So, as mentioned today, we have Officer Vicente Ortiz's family here, whom we deeply offer our condolences to you. He was a CCPD officer. I'll let y'all explain a little bit more about who he was, and of course we continue, to honor his legacy.
My name is Robert Nunez. I'm a senior officer with the Corpus Christi Police Department. I've been a family friend of the Ortiz family since the 80s. I've known Vicente since he was in elementary school. I trained him in the academy, and I'm actually a police motor instructor, and I trained him a few years back when he came to motors. It's an honor to be here with the family. I can say that they are very, very grateful for this proclamation. I'd like to thank everyone, the mayor, the city council, and just keep the family in your prayers, please.
Our next commendation honors our Teacher of the Month. So Mrs. Lansner has displayed the utmost professionalism and determination to ensure that her students succeed in their future professions. And we're very excited about every month having a Teacher of the Month, because we know our teachers are heroes and angels and everything else under the sun. They have such a huge responsibility. So we're so happy to honor you this month, Ms. Lansler. So congratulations on being named Teacher of the Month. On behalf of the City of Corpus Christi, I would like to extend our heartfelt commendation for your outstanding commitment and service at W.B. Ray High School. We are pleased to recognize Mrs. Marisa Lansner, a dedicated educator at W.B. Ray High School, in acknowledgement of her 29 years of service to the students of the Corpus Christi Independent School District, including her ongoing impact at W.B. Ray High School. We commend her significant contributions to education and student development. Her influence as an educator, mentor, and leader have been profound, shaping generations of learners through academic excellence and fostering core values such as integrity, perseverance, and purpose. As a 3-time alumnus of Texas A&M University Corpus Christi, Mrs. Lansner exemplifies a strong commitment to lifelong learning and professional growth. Through her achievements in interdisciplinary studies, reading, and special education reflect a career dedicated to promoting equity, inclusion, and the pursuit of knowledge. Through her dedicated efforts, she has built meaningful relationships with students, colleagues, and families, inspiring young minds to dream big, to strive diligently, and develop into compassionate leaders of the future. We appreciate Mrs. Lansner's commitment to education and the positive impact that she has made both inside and outside of the classroom. So on behalf of the City of Corpus Christi, we thank you for your dedication to youth, and I'd like to present you first with your commendation, and secondly, $100, which I know it's like $1,000 in your world, to Amazon. And this is compliments of Clark Pipeline. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you.
Wow, almost 30 years, and I still am very excited about what I do, and I'm just very proud to be here. It's nice to be acknowledged. Thank you.
Good job. I'll jump in here and take a little bit.
Congratulations. Go Texas.
Can I take one of just her and I? We take one of just her and I? Oh, yes. Yeah. Thank you.
I can see you again.
Yes,
Again.
Very interested in that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. For all that you do. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, our next proclamation highlights the importance of our nurses and the vital role that they play in society, fostering health and wellness for all of us. Again, more angels and heroes among us, so thank you all for everything you do. Councilmember Roy, would you like to read the proclamation?
Sure. Whereas Texas A&M University Corpus Christi is a premier institution of higher education, dedicated to providing unparalleled commitment to student success, developing professionals and engaged leaders, closing achievement gaps as a Hispanic and minority-serving institution, and providing intellectual capital through research, creative activity, and innovation for South Texas, the Gulf of Mexico, and beyond. And Whereas TAMU CC College of Nursing and Health Sciences is committed to promoting an inclusive, learner-centered, and caring environment that facilitates student successes and engagement in global context, delivering nationally recognized evidence-based educational programs that serve a diverse student population. The college sets clinical standards of excellence in healthcare and activity advances scholarly research and leadership. These activities are fostered in a collaborative, interprofessional, and multicultural learning community. And whereas the TAMU CC College of Nursing and Health Sciences is committed to enriching lives, advancing healthcare, one islander at a time. Whereas May 6th through 12th, 2025 marks National Nurses Week to honor those who serve society as nurses and the complex and expanding role nurses play in our healthcare system.
And now, therefore, pursuant to the powers vested in me as the mayor of the city of Corpus Christi, I do hereby proclaim May the 6th through the 12th of 2025 National Nurses Week in Corpus Christi, Texas, and encourage all citizens to thank nurses for their contributions and sacrifices and acknowledge all medical professionals who contribute to the health and well-being of our community. Who's going to say that?
I just wanted to say, give a big heartfelt thank you for all the nurses that have entered our profession, especially for our nurse educators. And I'm so grateful that you're part of our trailblazing college and our university, and our nurses, our nursing faculty, our nurse educator, and thank you to all those that support nursing as well. Our nursing faculty care for patients at the bedside, they care for communities, and they have a big impact on generations. So thank you all, and happy Nurses Week, and go Islanders!
Sorry, no, you're fine, you're fine. Okay, our next proclamation recognizes the tremendous role foster parents contribute to the youth in our community and across our country. So now I will read the proclamation. We have members of Agape. Oh, I didn't see you, Susan. I was like, where is she? Agape Ranch with us. So whereas individuals, neighbors, and members of the Corpus Christi community, we share a collective responsibility to ensure that every child and youth receives unconditional love, safety, support, and a place to call home. And whereas it is essential that we come together to honor and recognize the vital role that foster parents play in providing stability, care, and hope for children and youth who have experienced abuse or neglect, while also supporting family reunification and strengthening our communities. And whereas through strong partnerships among families, child welfare professionals, local nonprofits, and both public and private agencies, we strive to create a collaborative network of support for children and youth in foster care across Corpus Christi. And whereas our city remains in need of compassionate and committed caregivers who will work alongside community organizations to help connect children and youth in foster care with permanent nurturing relationships that will last a lifetime. And whereas during National Foster Care Awareness Month, we recognize and celebrate all those who open their hearts and homes to vulnerable children and youth, and we extend our deepest gratitude to everyone who contributes to the foster care system and its success. So now, therefore, pursuant to the powers vested in me as the mayor of the city of Corpus Christi, I do hereby proclaim May 2025 Foster Care Awareness Month in Corpus Christi, Texas, and encourage all citizens to honor the tremendous contributions in foster families in our community.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. So Foster Care Awareness Month, this is really a time to shed the light of the challenges, shed a light on the challenges that foster children and youth, and not just them, but the foster families and the adoptive families that say yes to adopting the foster children that are in our community. So we just want to bring awareness. Agape Ranch, we work under 4 pillars: prevention, foster care, adoption, and also aged out young adults, because when they age out of foster care, their support does not stop there, it continues. So we're just so happy to be in the community and to have all the nonprofits that work alongside us and to have the support of our community. So thank you.
Okay, let's. I love, show your t-shirts to the council. I love that. Maybe we should get one made. So it says municipal court, nobody knows what I do until I don't do it. I think that applies to every household. Jeez. Okay. So our final proclamation honors municipal clerks for their crucial role in maintaining transparent and efficient local government operations. These ladies behind us, all ladies, right? Yeah. These ladies, they do so much for the city and our city council directly. And your shirts, I don't know who came up with that, but that is awesome. I love it. I think that applies to motherhood too. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and read our final proclamation. So let me get on this side. So whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exits through the world and is the oldest among public servants. And whereas the office of the professional municipal court provides the professional link between citizens, local governing bodies, and government agencies at other levels. And whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. They serve as the information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of their office through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and annual meetings of their state, province, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas the City Secretary's Department received the Texas Municipal Clerks Association Municipal Clerks Achievement of Excellence Award, ooh, that's a long one, in 2022 and 2024. And whereas the Vital Records Office received the Texas Department of Health and Human Services Vital Statistics Spotlight Awards for collaboration and innovation in 2024. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk. So now, therefore, pursuant to the powers vested in me as the mayor of the city of Corpus Christi, I do hereby proclaim May the 4th through the 10th of 2025, Professional Municipal Clerks Week in Corpus Christi. And of course, we encourage all citizens to recognize our professional municipal clerk, Rebecca Huerta, as well as all professional municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities that they represent. Yay.
Thank you so much, Mayor and Council. So the municipal clerk, it's often a misunderstood position in local government. So people hear, municipal clerk, city secretary, and they think we're filling primarily a clerical role. So the truth is, municipal clerks serve an essential role, and the tasks that we are charged with, they're dictated by law or statute and include some of the most basic services required by residents. So we're often the first and most direct link between residents and the government, and we're also responsible for providing transparency in local government. So some examples of that are public information requests, where if you want to submit one of those, you're going to submit that to our office. We handle petitions for initiatives and referendums. That's in our city charter. Birth and death certificates. You need a birth and death certificate, you're going to come to the city secretary's office. Constituent relations. If you want to reach your council member, we can help you do that. We're a bridge to that. Boards and commissions. If you're interested in serving your city in another way, if you want to apply for one, you apply with our office. And then, of course, records management. That's the core function of the city clerk's office. So the city secretary is the official keeper of records. We keep minutes, ordinances, resolution, contracts, all of that. And they're available online too. So we try to be as transparent as possible with that information so people have that. And then elections. We process candidate applications. We prepare candidate packets, publications, orientations. We're a key part of the election process as well. And people also don't know about the professionalism involved in our profession. So to be a Texas registered municipal clerk, which I am, and which Stephanie Box, my assistant city secretary, she's studying to do that too, you complete 200 hours of independent study and attend 8 two-day seminars, and then you recertify every 5 years. Additionally, the International Institute of Municipal Clerks offers 2 additional designations, a certified municipal clerk, which I have, and the more advanced master municipal clerk certification, which I just received. So I got that a couple days ago. So really, really excited about that. And also we have a code of ethics too, so it's definitely professional. And we're knowledgeable about day-to-day operations in our city, and we're familiar with local government functions and history. So we serve as a valuable resource. And we do most of these things behind the scenes, so that's why we say nobody knows what we do until we don't do it. So with that, thank you, Mayor, so much for the recognition. We appreciate it, and we'll continue serving our citizens and the community to the level of excellence that y'all expect. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Can we squeeze in here? Let's squeeze in here, right here.
Smiles on 3. 1, 2, 3. They also roll the dice. Help me roll the dice. Pick a stone.
I should have added that. That was
Yes. Okay. And this concludes our ceremonies for the morning, and we'll start our meeting here in just a few moments.